Welcome back to class, everybody. So, what we're going to do is we are going to mimic the same type of assignment that we did last week, the optical illusion. But guess what we're using as our subject? Instead of cutting out a magazine picture, we're going to use the awesome lizard. Okay, let's look at his fingertips. These are great pointers to start off the optical design from. Okay, but for this assignment, you can trace. Ha ha ha. This is the first time ever that you are allowed to trace. Now, some of you know how to draw so well, you won't have to trace. But if you put this lizard underneath the blank paper, you can literally maybe see the lines and draw. Myself, I just like to look at what I'm doing and draw it. And so at this time, let's take some time to start drawing out Mr. Lizard's body, okay? And we want to create an optical illusion coming from his fingers. And I'm going to do mine such a quick sketch, guys, so that I can go fast enough for all viewers, okay? I don't want to take my time too much on this assignment, okay? So that everybody can be on the same page. So I have my head drawn. I just finished one part of the hand. And then I want to make his body wide enough, just like it is on the handout. Give him his little fat stomach. Okay, and we're drawing the contour outside edge of his body first. Then we'll move on to the inside parts. But I'm a little different when I draw. I get real cuckoo with my drawing skills. I kind of try to overlap everything that needs to be overlapped at once. Now, do this have to be super duper precise? Get as close as you can to the likeness of how it really looks, okay? Yes, we'll put these inside designs in later, but for now, let's just focus on his anatomy and trying to get the structure of his body the best way we can. Now, again, if you can't draw this, this is your only time that I'm allowing you to take this here paper lizard and put it underneath the white paper. Count those toes and trace it. Okay. And if you put it up against a window, you can really get some good light. Okay. But especially if you can't see it just from the light from your room, you probably have to put this paper, both papers, on top of on the window, and then get some underlight and trace it. But most of you, pretty much at this time in your in Art One class, could really draw this like I'm drawing it right now, step by step without tracing. But hey, totally up to you, right? So now I'm getting his tail done here. And it's so curly and whimsical. Might not get it exactly the way it is on this photo, but it's working for me, right? Um, I'm going to now, I have the outer shell done the way I want to have it done. So I'm going to take a black marker. You can take any black marker you like after you're done drawing it. Now, don't feel like you have to rush and draw fast like me. I've been drawing for such a long time, just sometimes, not all the time, y'all. I can draw a little faster than than when I was your age. So what we want to do when we are done with that pencil part is taking our Sharpie or our black marker and tracing what we did on top with that marker. And you can even put some of those designs from the photo reference inside the lizard's body. And I'm already loving how this is going to turn out because he is going to really get mingled into those optical illusion lines. Now, if you notice, I'm taking my eraser and I'm erasing on top of what I did with that Sharpie because I don't want those pencil lines to show underneath my lizard, okay? I want to erase all of that. Now, excuse me, I'm going to take this little brush here and I'm going to fan all of those erasers off. Sometimes I do that instead of using my hands. So, okay, he looks pretty much equivalent to the one that we have. Now I'm going to come in here and get some shadows filled in, some negative space, positive space filled in. And I might go a little wider than the actual dark shadows that's showing on my handout because my lizard looks a little fatter, don't he? And got some curves to him. Well, you know what? It's going to be a her, okay? She got them curves, y'all. So I'm going to put here some thicker shadows than the original. And you can have a Mr. or you can have a Mrs. Okay? Gonna fill it in. Get this all filled in right there. And gonna draw this line going down her face that connects correctly. Face really looks like the face of a snake, but I guess all reptiles kind of in the same family, right? Yeah. So now I'm going to put her eyes coming off to the edge, one there. Shake this hand off. One over here, giving some thicker shadow. Couldn't I put her tongue sticking out? I could. I could do that if I wanted to. Why not? It's totally up to you. This is yours. But if you don't want to, you don't have to have that. Now is where it gets tricky, guys. We're going to start that optical illusion. Would you like to look up at the board for 1 minute? And at home, look up. Take a mini break from your drawing. I can start my optical illusion right here in this circle. I can start my optical illusion on the fingertips. I can start the optical illusion on the tip of the tongue. Find a tipping point and create your opticals. I'm going to do my optical kind of wide space. So here is the dot that I'm coming from each time. You see how I skipped over that? I pretended that I was going across and I skipped over his body. Dot, skip over the body. Oops, I accidentally drew a line through it. My bad. Skip over her body. Draw that other line. Okay, now go back to the dot. Skip over the body. Draw the next line. Skip over. Draw the next line. Skip over. And bam. Oops, I'm drawing on my board. Go back to the dot. Skip over the body. Go across. I don't want to do one more. Okay, so I got my first step for my optical design, right? Let's pull this out so we can see. I no longer need this, so I'm going to set it to the side. My next step is to go in the inside now, right here. So I'm going to mimic what I want to have circle all the way across, stopping there. I'm doing another one here, going off the page, back onto the page, skip over her body, go back over, skip over her body again. Ooh, I'm digging this. Okay, go, going back in, optical illusion. Oh man. Okay, yeah, I want to do that. Then here, off the page, here, off the page, here. I want to do another one right here. Connect, connect. I feel like one more should go right here, y'all. Maybe one in the inside here, because that wasn't closed enough. And I don't like this line here because it got a little wonky on me, but I can probably fix it with my coloring step, okay? And for the sake of symmetry, I'm going to put another one coming in between this space. So now I'm filling in the width. I'm filling in the width because I don't like such wide spaces in between. You might like the wide spaces, but for me, I didn't like them. So here is my wonky, crazy optical design. Your optical design could be even different than this one. Yours might be more of a wavy line format, coming from here and doing this kind of technique. Okay? How you create your optical illusion is totally up to you, where your starting point is. And then now that I have all of my lines coming from here, you can pick any dot you want to come from. Any dot, any area. First, we'll start in a big one, then we go in the inside. You can use 4 of any colors you want. How many colors? 4. So I could choose green. Well, what do I want to choose? I want to go with warm colors because when I think about a lizard, I think about the desert and the hotness of the desert. So we took a trip to Sedona, Arizona one time, guys, and it was super hot. But we had this little resort kind of room, and this is no lie. When we stepped outside, I saw the biggest lizards I've ever seen in my life. They looked like little possums. That's how big they were. Okay? And I didn't know lizards grew that big. But they grew so big, and they was all in the trees, and you come out and they it was so scary. So, yeah, you do not have to color the lizard, but I do want you to color your optical illusion. Remember that you can go in a pattern. So you can go red, yellow, orange, green, blue. Well, red, yellow, orange, pink. Then create another pattern. That can be all of this one. Then do the opposite here. And then do another one. Don't have 2 colors next to each other that's the same. Do you understand? You can even skip some spaces and leave some spaces white. You could do red, white, pink. White, yellow, pink. And keep that pattern going. Repetition is important for this assignment. Repeating things in unity, showing all unified by choosing the same 4 colors only. Do we have any questions so far on this assignment? All right. Let's all now create choose our 4, or you can choose 3 colors and have 1 white blank space. I might just do that myself. I'm going to put the pink up, and I might just go yellow, white, orange, red. And that might be my pattern, okay? so I won't have to use so many colors. That's number one. And so that I won't have to color every single space that I have. Okay. So thank you, remote students, for watching. Thank you, in-class students, for watching. This assignment here is due by Friday at 3 p.m. You're going to be taking, you can use markers or color pencils for this assignment. You're going to take your time. You're going to fill in the spaces completely, not leaving white showing from the paper except for the white of the lizard. Okay? That is very important. You do not have to color the lizard, just the background, and you're filling in the space. If you finish early, I will be putting on Google Classroom an extended extra credit assignment for you. Everyone in here and remote could use the extra credit. Do we have any questions? Awesome. Thank you, everyone, for joining. Submit your questions on Google Classroom or email me at tia.sherman@gmail.com. And so let me type that up here for you so that you can know my email address, just in case you can't connect to Google Classroom. Most of you at this point can already connect to Google Classroom because I've been grading you from Google Classroom. And yes, I look at everything you do. And yes, I like to look at your art. Okay. There it is. If you need to rewind this to look at that address for a little longer, you can. And I think that is about it.